Have you seen Junior's grades? Ow! What's up, YouTube? We're going to do something a little different today. Most of you basically just know me as this, knife guy. Well, there's more to my life than just knives. Especially in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2011 plus. Here we are. A lot of you do know that I've been in bands since like the mid 84, 83, up until about just after 9/11. I pretty much retired playing live, 2 times a week. And I went down to like once a month, and now it's just down to nothing, special appearances here and there. I like to do the occasional Nashville trip. I'll take a guitar player with me and we'll just go, crash some stages, along the strip in Nashville. If there's a band playing, I'll ask them, do you mind if I come up and do a song or two? And 9 out of 10, they say yes. And 9 out of 10, you got to tip them. So you're actually, they're doing you a favor and you're doing them a favor. And it's usually pretty successful. But yeah, I'm not really into it like I used to be, but it's in my blood, and it always will be. So I was thinking yesterday about all the concerts I've attended. And I'm not going to be that, that bullshitter that sits over there and says, yeah, I've been to thousands of shows. No, I've been to about, 300, which is pretty much still a lot, give or take. A lot of bands I've seen numerous times. And I'm just trying to think of what would be my top 10. And let me tell you, this was one of the hardest things I ever had to narrow down. Because each one of my top 10 is meaningful. I was going to do honorable mentions, but I'm not going to do that. But I will start off this video with a top 5 that I wish that I've seen. Okay? And I'd say number 5, a band that I was so close to seeing, and then the drummer passed away. Bonzo, Led Zeppelin. One of the shows I wish to, have under my belt. Led Zeppelin. I believe they were supposed to tour in 1980, and then John passed away, and that was it. Basically, no more Led Zeppelin. Number 4, I've always had a fascination with fellow Sagittarian Jim Morrison. Another band, The Doors, I would have loved to have witnessed. I've had friends that seen them right here at the Philadelphia Spectrum. Well, it ain't there anymore. But yeah, The Doors. Something about Morrison was, it was definitely cool when you think about how young he was, age 27. And in just 3 short years, how he went from like this, Greek god to like Grizzly Adams. I think that was my first wake-up call of, what alcoholism can do to you. Some say he never died. Well, if he didn't die when they said he died, he's dead now. 3, Nirvana. They were huge while I was like in the Navy. And when I finally came home from, being overseas all those years, and I have a chance to, have the chance to see them one day, those candles were blown out. Good old Kurt. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen Nirvana. Number 2, Elvis. I honestly don't know if I met anybody that ever watched Elvis live. Maybe came across one, in my years, but honestly, I really don't know anybody. That's all Elvis. And yeah, that would have been something. And number one, obviously, the Beatles / John Lennon, especially. Yeah, those are the five that I'd like to have seen, witnessed, and just, you know, absorbed every second of it. Yeah, I always had a fondness for bands. As I said, I've seen numerous shows. Some of these bands I've seen quite a few times. Okay, so let's get to the top 10. All right, on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. I really feel like it's summertime now. It's not a knife video, but I just can't sit here, without playing with something a little sharp, right? Does anybody know what this is? Anyone? 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 Huh? Quick drive-by. I know there's one guy out there. He knows exactly what this is. But give somebody else a chance. All right? Let's see who's the first to get it. No prizes or anything like that. Just to see, test your knife knowledge. Get up there. There we go. This thing is wicked awesome. Wicked awesome. Wicked sharp. Did I need this? I might have. I think I did. Yeah, so let's just do the edge. Yeah, this is actually a receipt that I need to keep. So anyway, just happened to be out here. It's a fun little knife. Let's keep him out. All right. Okay, top 10 concerts of all time. Number 10, seen this band 9-10 times. Aerosmith. But one show in particular was in 1985. Now, they didn't have Joe Perry on guitar, but they played in like this college gym. And I'll never forget, this girl I was head over heels with, we had just broke up. And my buddy Michael says, "You want to go see Aerosmith tonight?" Yes. We took like a 2-hour trip in the snow. I kept thinking the show was going to be canceled. No. So Aerosmith puts on one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Steven Tyler doing backflips, off of amplifiers. It was so cool. And I let a lot of aggression out that evening. I needed that. Mike G, if you're out there, never forget that. Thank you so much. Number 9, same dude took me in 1984, took me to go see a band I had never heard of before. I was always into British rock, okay? Beatles, Stones, The Who, Bowie, etc., etc. Well, he takes me down to the Tower Theater in 1984, and there were 4 bands playing. The headliner was a band called Metallica. Their bass player was a guy named Cliff Burton. I'm a bass player. I think that night changed my life. And yes, I am a chameleon, as some of you know. Watching this band just completely had me mesmerized. Especially the other acts. Armored Saint, anybody remember them? And Wasp, W-A-S-P, Blank Like a Beast. What was his name? Blackie Lawless, I believe his name was, the bass player, singer. I never heard anybody do The Who better than The Who. You ever get a chance, see if you could find on YouTube Wasp doing The Who, The Real Me. Yeah, that's the one. playing that bass and singing that song. Whoa. Can you see the real me? Can ya? Can ya? All right, number 8. Believe it or not, it was 1991. In Philly, Rod Stewart. From the opening number to the encore, you were on your chair, standing. That was pure fun. It's memorable to me because it was one of the first shows my wife and I attended. We went to one prior. I should have that on the list, but it just wasn't as fun as Rod Stewart, although it was fun, and that was seeing the Black Crowes at the Tower Theater. Back row. Hope somebody brought a mop. So anyway, Rod Stewart was pure entertainment. Every song had you up and going. Nothing to dislike about it. Now, number 7 was The Who. Actually, The Who in '82. Seen them numerous times, but that was like my first real time. They were my favorite band in the world. And I got gypped out of the 1979 tour. That was supposed to be my very first concert ever. It was, my birthday is December 6th. And on December 3rd of '79, The Who had that tragedy in Cincinnati, Ohio, where 11 people were trampled to death. So of course, what was I, in 7th grade, 8th grade? Me and my buddy Michael were heading to the show. We had the tickets. When Dad and Mom saw that news report, guess who's not going to The Who now? Yeah, this guy. So to see them, you know, in a stadium capacity of, you know, 100,000 people, JFK Stadium, that kind of sucked. I don't like outdoor shows, and you pretty much are like, you know, watching the, you know, the Fanavision instead of the band. And but it was so cool to see them. You know, one of my favorite vocalists, Roger Daltrey, favorite bass player, John Entwistle. To see them like in person playing, and they were pretty solid, man. They were tight. Quite inspirational. Now, along the lines of my number 7, it's a tie, because just about a year prior, same stadium, I saw the Stones. Changed my life forever. I played freshman football, and although I went to every practice, attended every game, they never put me in. You know, it was all like political. You know, if you had a name already, if you had an older brother that played for that team, it was all crap. You're the guy that started. So, one Saturday morning, I literally went to a game. I go to my locker, and my buddy Michael again was going. He had tickets for the Stones, and I was supposed to go. I was up in the air. My dad was like, "You're going to the game." So I get to my locker, I open it up, and I said, let's see, do I want to stand on the sidelines all day, or do I want to go see Mick? Mick and Keith do their thing. That's where I went. First time seeing the Stones. Changed my life forever. I made somewhat of a living. I made money playing music. Let's just say I made more money playing music than I ever would have playing football. So, 7's tie, The Who and the Stones. Okay? Number 6, Kiss, 1996. Original members, full makeup, full show, the whole 9 yards. Unbelievable. Blown away. You know, took it all in. We had a great time. Right behind me, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. I go, you gotta be kidding me. That was awesome. That was awesome. Guys, remember Skid Row? I remember you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Number 5, 1984. Me and like 3 other dudes got in a car one day to go see Motley Crue. We drive down to the city. None of us have a ticket. None of us. There's a scalper here and there, and he had 4 tickets for us. Well, if we wanted, for like $20 each, if that, and row 10 on the ticket. So this was kind of classic. I said, these are fake. There ain't no way we're getting row 10 center stage for 10, $20 each. So we waited for the show to start, actually. Like the opening act came on. And now the scalpers are just trying to unload their tickets. So we had one of our friends buy the ticket. We said, if we see him get in, we'll buy the other 3. Lo and behold, he's in line. He hands his ticket. Now he's behind the glass doors going. And I'm like, here. Got them. Row 10. Motley Crue. Insane show. Memorable. And yeah, that was kind of fun. Nikki Sixx was like my hero back then. And I actually met him at his book signing back in like 2010. And so when I saw him, the first thing I said was, you got me through, the Persian Gulf. I'd play Motley Crue every night. It was between Motley and Guns N' Roses, which would be on an honorable mention list. That breaks my heart, because their heyday, I was in the service. And I get out, they're broken up. But I did get to see them without Slash. I had another guy, I can't think of his name right now, but that was like a 3-4 hour show in Philly. God, why can't I think of his name? That's going to drive me crazy. I'll remember it as soon as we're done this. So anyway, number 5, Motley Crue. Number 4, I've seen them a few times with David Lee and Sammy. Van Halen in 2004. There was something magical about that night. They were tight. And it was like the last show with like Michael Anthony, their bass player. And to me, he was like the total backbone of that band. I mean, he's the vocal and the strong, powerful backing vocals and, somewhat, technical bass lines. Michael Anthony's one of my inspirations. And, without him, Van Halen just doesn't sound like Van Halen. He's got such, a strong, high voice. And, Sammy's definitely, in my opinion, a much better vocalist than David, hands down. Now, I love David. In the 70s and the 80s, it was fun. But then, if you watch some of those performances, like before they kicked his ass out, it's just sloppy, drunk, not remembering any words. Yeah, I'm sure the audience is having a great time. That's awesome. But you didn't see that when Sammy was in the band. You got some serious, they were tight. They were fun too, to boot. So yeah, 2004, Van Halen with Sammy. And after I walked out that night, I don't know what it was with Eddie Van Halen, because I've seen him before. I said, I think I just witnessed the greatest guitar player of all time. There's something special about that night, I gotta tell you. It was insane. All right, here's a fun one. Remember I got gypped out of my birthday in 1979 for The Who? For my birthday, December 2007. My buddy gives me a ticket to go see Neil Young, and that's all he said was Neil Young. Well, lo and behold, it was Neil Young and Crazy Horse. Unbelievable. Like the first hour and 10 minutes, whatever, of the show, it's Neil playing all his classic acoustic songs. Just beautiful. And then, slight intermission, here comes Crazy Horse. Well, I knew by that time they were playing, but not when I got down there. I had no idea. Insane. I've never seen Neil Young with Crazy Horse. So to see that was pure magic. It was unbelievable. Now, Jonathan Demme, director, directed that for a movie. It was like 2 nights, and we were there for one. I believe the show is called Trunk Show. 2007, Neil Young. The DVD's never been released as of today. I have no idea why it hasn't. I know Jonathan Demme passed away, and it's up to Neil to release it. So even if Jonathan was still alive, he doesn't like own the rights to it. So Neil, what are you waiting for, buddy? All right? You're depriving the world of a beautiful evening. It's actually 2 evenings, come on. This trash guy couldn't wait 2 more minutes. All right, so here's my number 3. Number 2, mostly for sentimental reasons. 1983, David Bowie, Serious Moonlight Tour. When the songs say like Let's Dance came out, I really didn't like it, but there was something about it when he played it live. Now it's like one of my favorite songs. Amazing evening, phenomenal show. My buddy Michael and I, we missed the last train to head back to the suburbs. So we were basically lost in the city. We went to a hotel to make a phone call. We're in the lobby, elevator door opens. I said, wait a minute. And I had my program with me. I go, Michael, is that the guitar player we just saw? Bowie and the band stayed at that hotel. The entire band came out. They all took just, a couple minutes to talk to us, especially that guitar player. His name's Earl Slick. Now, this is 1983, mind you. So to me, like the death of John Lennon was still fresh on everybody's mind. And I read in the program that the guitar player, Earl Slick, played on John Lennon's last album, Double Fantasy. So to shake his hand, to talk to him, I'll never forget that, ever. I think that might be the closest I'd ever get to, say, meeting John Lennon, was through Earl Slick. No, I never met John, but he has. And the little stories he just shared with us real quick, we didn't want to take up his time. The guy's thirsty. He wants to get into the lounge and have a cocktail. But he did take the time. Earl Slick, native New Yorker. John Lennon, David Bowie, and some other bands. Chic, I think he played with, and he also played with a couple of guys from the Stray Cats. Not Brian Setzer, who is a genius at guitar, underrated. Anyway, I digress. My number 1 favorite show of all time has got to be seeing U2 in June of 2001. I didn't have a voice for a week after that night. Many levels, many reasons. U2 is one of my favorite bands. I previously seen them 4 or 5 times prior. Magical evening, especially like the night they played was like the day after the Sixers with Allen Iverson played, Shaquille and Kobe in the NBA Finals. And the Sixers took game 1. Allen Iverson scored like 48, 49 points. We thought the Sixers were just going to dominate, the NBA Finals, 2001. No, they went on to lose the next 4. But there's the magic. You got, the Sixers and the Lakers in the finals. And then you got U2 in Philly. So at one point in the show, Bono says, they say whenever U2 plays, the Sixers win. That's my bad Bono impersonation. The entire crowd, the entire Wachovia Center starts chanting, beat LA, beat LA, beat LA. It went on for a while. It was so cool. It was so cool. I guess we would need you two to play like, 3-4 more times in Philly, and maybe the Sixers would have won. But it was such passion. It was emotional. It was just cool, I feel bad about the honorable mentions. So many great shows, and you can see why I had a hard time trying to think of what would be my top 10. I think they're the ones with the most sentimental reasons. And hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm surprised the birds aren't really that loud right now. And but we got the trash man. So there you go. It is what it is. Everybody stay safe. I'll see you in a few. And time for a coffee. If you guys haven't seen my Jaws 45th anniversary tribute video, give it a little Google. All right, it's down there. Maybe about 10 months ago, 11 months. It's on there. A little comical, my little Quint impersonation. All right, take care, everybody. Stay safe, and God bless. Are you fucking serious?